Hello, my friends. Welcome to Luna English Podcast. This is Luna. Today we'll talk about something very simple but very powerful. It's about change. Many people say they want change. They want a better life, a healthier body, a calmer mind, or a new opportunity. But here's the truth. Nothing changes if nothing changes. It sounds almost too simple, but think about it. If you keep doing the same things every day, if you keep thinking the same way, if you keep waiting for something outside to move you, then life will stay exactly as it is. Many of us feel stuck in our routines. We wake up, go to work or school, eat, watch something, sleep. And we repeat this cycle. We say we want change, but we don't make space for it. Change doesn't come by waiting for the right time. It doesn't come by waiting for motivation. It comes by starting, by choosing even one small action that is different from yesterday. Today, I want you to think about this simple truth. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. But if one small thing changes, then everything can start to shift. Imagine a plant in the corner of your room. If you never water it, it will stay dry. But if you give it just a little water each day, it will grow. Change is like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to begin. In this episode, we'll explore how to step out of routines, how to stop waiting for perfect conditions, and how to start creating small, steady changes that lead to transformation. Let's begin this journey together, slowly, with patience, and with hope. Why do so many people feel stuck in life, even when they say they want something different? It's often because routines feel safe. Doing the same thing every day is easy for the brain. It doesn't ask us to take risks. It doesn't ask us to face fear. Change, on the other hand, feels uncomfortable. It asks us to step into something unknown. And most people avoid discomfort. But here's the problem. Comfort zones are not growth zones. Staying where it feels safe might protect you, but it also keeps you small. Many people think change has to be dramatic, like moving to a new country, quitting a job, or starting a big new project. But real change usually begins in very small ways. It starts when you decide to take a walk instead of sitting down. It starts when you choose to write one line in a journal instead of scrolling through your phone. These choices look small, but they build momentum. Feeling stuck often comes from believing that nothing you do matters. But that belief is false. Every choice you make has weight. Every action you take has direction. You are not as stuck as you think. You just haven't started moving yet. When you feel trapped in routine, remind yourself of this truth. You don't need to know the whole path. You only need to take the first small step. That step, repeated again and again, will slowly lead you out of the feeling of being stuck. The door to change is already there. You just need to open it with a single action. Why do we wait for the perfect time to start? Many people think they need to feel ready, motivated, or inspired before they take action. But let me tell you, the perfect time doesn't exist. If you wait for everything to feel right, you'll wait forever. Life is always messy. You may feel tired, busy, unsure, or distracted. But change doesn't wait for your mood. It doesn't wait for your schedule. It begins the moment you decide to act, even when conditions are not perfect. Think about it. Have you ever said, "I'll start exercising next month. I'll start studying when I have more free time. I'll start tomorrow." That tomorrow keeps moving forward. It never arrives. The truth is, you can only begin in the present moment. The conditions will never be perfect, but they don't need to be. What matters is that you start now, in the middle of your imperfect life. You don't need a big plan. You don't need the best tools. You don't need to know everything. You only need to take the smallest action today. That's how progress begins. People who change their lives are not people who had everything ready. They are people who began before they felt ready. They chose action over waiting, and slowly their action built momentum. If you want change, don't look for the perfect moment. Look at the moment you are in now. It may be uncomfortable, it may feel too small, but it's the only place where life truly happens. Why are small steps so powerful? Because change doesn't happen all at once. It grows slowly, like a tree. Every big success you see is made up of tiny, repeated actions. If you want to learn English, you don't need to study for 5 hours in one day. You just need to practice 15 minutes every day. If you want to get stronger, you don't need to run a marathon tomorrow. You just need to move your body a little more today than yesterday. Small steps are easy to ignore because they don't look impressive, but they are the true foundation of transformation. Think about water dripping on a stone. At first, nothing seems to happen, but after a long time, the stone begins to change shape. That's the power of small, consistent effort. Many people give up because they think their action is too small to matter. They want quick results, but quick results don't last. Real change is steady, patient, and slow. When you choose one small action and repeat it daily, you create habits, and habits create your life. Don't underestimate what a small step can do. It might not look like much today, but in a month, a year, or 10 years, those steps will become a new life. That's the secret to change. It's not about one big leap. It's about thousands of small, quiet steps that build on each other. Why is imperfect action better than waiting for perfect action? Because waiting keeps you stuck. Action, even messy action, moves you forward. Many people want their first step to be flawless. They don't want mistakes. They don't want failure. But the truth is, mistakes are part of change. You can't grow without them. Think about how children learn to walk. They don't wait until they're sure they won't fall. They stand, they stumble, they fall, and they get back up. That's how they learn. Change in life works the same way. You don't need to be perfect, you only need to begin. Perfection is a trap. It tells you that you're not ready yet. But progress is made by imperfect actions. Every step teaches you something. Every attempt shapes your path. People who succeed are not the ones who avoided mistakes. They are the ones who kept moving despite mistakes. Remember this: you can't edit a blank page. You can't improve an action you never took. But once you begin, you can always adjust, learn, and grow. So instead of waiting for the perfect start, choose an imperfect start today. It's better to stumble forward than to stand still in fear. Where does change really begin? It begins with awareness. You can't change what you don't see. Many of us move through life without noticing our patterns. We eat without thinking. We scroll without thinking. We react without thinking. To create change, you must first pay attention. Notice your habits. Notice your thoughts. Notice the way you spend your time. Once you see clearly, you can choose differently. Awareness is like turning on the light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see where you are and you can decide where to go. Without awareness, you repeat the same cycles. With awareness, you gain choice. But awareness alone is not enough. You must combine it with action. Once you see, you must step. Awareness helps you ask, is this what I really want? Is this helping me grow? If the answer is no, then that's the place to begin change. Change is not about controlling everything. It's about choosing again and again with awareness. When you wake up to your patterns, you give yourself freedom. And freedom is the first step toward transformation. Why is consistency more important than intensity? Because it's not what you do once in a while that changes your life. It's what you do every day. A single workout won't make you strong. A single day of reading won't make you wise. A single effort won't change your future, but daily effort will. Consistency is like the heartbeat of change. It keeps things alive and growing. Many people start strong, full of energy, but then stop when it gets hard or boring. The real secret is not in starting strong, but in staying steady. Even small actions, repeated over time, become powerful. Consistency builds habits, and habits build identity. When you keep showing up, even when it's not exciting, you are teaching yourself who you are. You are saying, "I'm the kind of person who keeps going." And that belief changes everything. Don't focus on doing things perfectly. Focus on doing them consistently. If you miss a day, don't give up. Just return the next day. That's how you build a rhythm that lasts. Change is not a sprint, it's a long walk, and consistency is the step that keeps you moving. Why does resistance show up when we try to change? Because your brain loves comfort. It wants to save energy. When you try something new, your brain feels uncomfortable and tells you to stop. This is resistance. It can sound like excuses. I'm too tired. I'm too busy. It's not the right time. But resistance is not truth. It's only a signal that you're stepping outside your usual path. And that's good. It means growth is happening. Everyone feels resistance. You're not weak because you struggle. You're human. The key is to notice resistance without obeying it. Say to yourself, "I see you, but I'm moving anyway." Over time, resistance loses power. The new action becomes normal, and what once felt hard becomes easy. Don't fight resistance with anger. Meet it with patience. Expect it to show up. Smile at it. Then take the step anyway. That's how you break through. Why is self-compassion important when you try to change? Because change is not a straight line. You will make mistakes. You will have days when you fall back into old habits. If you're harsh with yourself, you'll give up. But if you're kind with yourself, you'll return. Self-compassion doesn't mean being lazy. It means treating yourself like a friend. Imagine a friend who is learning something new. If they make a mistake, would you shout at them? Or would you encourage them to try again? You'd encourage them. That's how you should speak to yourself. Shame and guilt don't create change. Kindness and patience do. When you forgive yourself for falling, you give yourself the courage to stand again. Change requires energy, and self-compassion protects that energy. Remember this, you're not trying to become a perfect person. You're trying to become a growing person, and growth always includes mistakes. So when you fail, don't quit. Breathe, smile, and begin again. Why does identity matter in change? Because lasting change is not only about what you do, but about who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who always fails, then every effort will feel heavy. If you see yourself as someone who keeps showing up, then even small steps feel strong. Identity shapes behavior. If you want to change, start by shifting the way you see yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to exercise," say, "I'm the kind of person who takes care of my body." Instead of saying, "I'm trying to study," say, "I'm the kind of person who learns every day." When you tie your actions to your identity, you make change natural. It's no longer about willpower. It's about alignment. You're living in agreement with who you believe you are. Identity is powerful. It can hold you back, or it can push you forward. Choose carefully the story you tell about yourself, because in the end, you become that story. Why are quick fixes so tempting yet so harmful? Because they promise results without effort. They tell you that you can change overnight, but real change doesn't work that way. Quick fixes often fail, and when they fail, people feel hopeless. They think, "I can't change," when really, it was the method that was wrong. Change takes time, it takes repetition, it takes patience. That's why small, steady steps matter more than sudden extreme actions. If you try to do too much too fast, you burn out. But if you move slowly and consistently, you build something that lasts. Don't fall for the illusion of quick fixes. Choose the slower, steadier path. It may not look exciting, but it's the only path that truly transforms. Remember, change is not about speed. It's about direction. And as long as you're moving in the right direction, you're already winning. Why does your environment matter when you want to change? Because willpower alone is weak. If your environment pulls you back into old habits, it will be hard to grow. But if your environment supports your new choices, change becomes easier. For example, if you want to eat healthier, keep healthy food near you and remove junk food from your space. If you want to study, create a clean, quiet corner where you can focus. Your environment can either help you or hurt you. Many people think they fail because they're not strong enough, but often it's just that their environment is working against them. Change the space around you, and you'll find it easier to change yourself. You don't need a perfect environment, just a supportive one. Small adjustments can make a big difference. Make your surroundings match your goals, and your daily choices will feel lighter. Why is beginning again so important? Because change is never finished. Life will always bring challenges, and you will always need to adjust. There will be days when you stop, when you fall back, when you forget. That's normal. The key is not to stay down. The key is to begin again. Every morning is a new chance. Every moment is a new choice. You don't need to wait for Monday, or the first day of a new month, or the new year. You can start again right now. Beginning again takes courage, because it means forgiving yourself and trying once more. But every restart makes you stronger. Every time you return, you build resilience. Remember this, change is not about never falling, it's about always rising. As long as you keep beginning again, you are still on the path, and that path will take you where you want to go. Why is it important to trust the process of change? Because results don't show up immediately. At first, you may feel like nothing is happening. You may wonder if your small steps matter. But change is like planting seeds. You don't see the plant right away, but something is growing under the surface. Trust that your effort is building something, even when you can't see it yet. Doubt will try to whisper, "This isn't working." But if you stay patient, the results will appear. Trust the process. Trust the slow pace. Trust the daily actions. That's how transformation happens, not in a day, but over many days, weeks, and months. Change is a process, not a single event. If you keep showing up, if you keep planting seeds, the harvest will come. Don't rush it, don't lose hope. Just keep moving forward with quiet trust. So, what does it mean to live a life that changes? It means you stop waiting. It means you stop hoping that one day, somehow, everything will be different. It means you take small steps every day in the direction you want to grow. It means you choose imperfect action instead of perfect waiting. It means you treat yourself with compassion, stay consistent, and trust the process. Remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. But the moment you choose to act, even in the smallest way, your life begins to shift. And when you keep choosing again and again, those small shifts become transformation. Change is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. Stronger, freer, and more alive. My friends, don't wait for tomorrow. Begin today. Begin now. Your future is built in the present moment, one step at a time. And that step is waiting for you.